Bless you, Mama Blaze. And you can see the title of this video. We're going to be doing a Christmas get ready with me. It's currently not Christmas, it's actually Christmas Eve. But that's when we are doing our little cocktail party celebrating dinner type thing. We're still not sure what we're gonna do for dinner, but we've got everything else planned out. So I'm going to start out by using the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer. I've recently gotten back into this and really enjoy it. Like I said, the Juno & Co. Moonshine Miracle Cream is still like my #1, but this one's been doing really nicely on my skin lately. I've kind of been doing like something a little different. If you haven't watched, I forget what Vlogmas I had it in. But I just, instead of using foundation, I used concealer. And it actually seems to like work better on my skin and treat my skin better. And it's still, I guess, like medium coverage, you would say. So I've been doing a lot of that. So I'm gonna try to go for like a pretty golden green eye kind of thing, maybe, I guess. So there is a few talking points of things I wanted to talk about. That's why they're called talking points. These are the concealers I'm going to be using. I'm using all of these, 4 different concealers, but 2 of them are for foundation, which is the 2 Instant Age Rewinds, which is in 095 Cool Ivory and 110 Fair. So I wanted to discuss the best and worst things that happened to me personally in 2020, because I think we all can agree unanimously that 2020 was the year of awfulness, like just for the whole world. So many people that I personally know have had so many family members pass away, and it's just like, it's heartbreaking. Like 2020, man. Now I'm just gonna use a little drip of the Cool Ivory because this is what I use under my eyes too, just to lighten it up a bit. If I do seem a little out of it in this video, I'm just going to warn you ahead of time that I'm in a mania right now, and I have not gotten more than an hour to 2 hours of sleep a day in 3 weeks, maybe a little over 3 weeks, 3 weeks and a couple days. I'm taking the Lemon Drop Sponge from Juno & Co. Make sure to use code BLAIZE, B-L-A-I-Z-E, at checkout for 10% off every time you go shopping at Juno & Co. Okay, so the talking points about the best and worst things to happen to me personally in 2020. Let's start out with the bad, because like we can end on a good note. Firstly, obviously you all know that this was coming, having to put my cat down. I guess like when you have an animal, especially when you've gotten them so young, and you've had them for so long. We had her for 19 years. I got her when I had like a few days before I turned 13 is when we got her. So the whole situation on how it happened was awful. Not just doing it, just how the whole situation surrounding it was not pleasant. It was not easy. It's still not easy. And I'm not the only one, so if people are going to be like, oh, it's just Blaze being crazy, or because she believes in this stuff and her sister and mother do not, my sister and mother see and hear her constantly, just like I do. So yeah, she's still hanging around, and she sometimes takes over Dexter too. She does things, he does things that she did, and he does it while like looking at us, so we know that she's influencing him. Maybe not his chaotic behavior, maybe she can, you know, work on that a little bit. That would be great. But yeah, putting her down was one of the top 3 hardest things I've ever had to do in life. Still not over it, still not okay with it. I mean, I got my Dexter, I love my Dexter, but I miss my baby girl, you know? I miss her every single day. And I'm just, you know, I guess like the plus side, yeah, everybody always has to tell me at least she's not suffering anymore. And I'm just like, I know, but it still sucks. Okay, next topic. And I'm only going to like breeze through this really fast and talk about it just a little because I don't like to think about it. Or I don't want to go into an anxiety attack on Christmas Eve. So here is a snapshot from Snapchat of exactly 1 year ago, Christmas Eve 1 year ago. My health from January to early March, excuse me, my mental health, my mental state was the worst it's ever been. Let's put it that way. If you guys don't remember that large, long hiatus I took, it was because of that. I have never been closer to unaliving myself ever. I seriously was considering it. I was almost hospitalized. And I probably, you know, in all honesty should have been. But with COVID and everything, they're like, unless it's like a severe case, like we don't even have any room for that. So that's like, oh, great. I had the biggest mental breakdown of my life. It was the worst couple months of my life. I, in just under 2 months, lost 64 pounds. 64 pounds in just under 2 months. That was because the mental breakdown was so severe that I was not able to eat. If I could force down a teaspoon of just peanut butter, that was a good day. If I can take just a few sips of water, that was great. I was in the worst, like I said, the worst state I've ever been in my entire life. And I was just starting to get a little bit better when my family made the announcement, oh, by the way, Blaze, we're putting the cat down. So it really didn't come at the best time, you know what I mean? I just want to mention this one more thing about this, and then I want to move on to the next topic, because like I said, just thinking about it gives me very horrible anxiety. So we had a doctor for me and my sister come to the house for prescriptions when COVID like first started, and we weren't doing the telemed yet. And this was a doctor we had never met before. She was completely random, but she was like she came from like the only place that took our insurance. So she seemed nice enough at first, but then she started getting a little dodgy with me. She seemed to absolutely adore my sister. Hated me. No idea why. But I had told her about this, and I had told her that yes, I lost the 64 pounds in just under 2 months. And she's like, oh wow, and that was all from not eating. And I was like, correct. But once, you know, I was able to start eating again, you know, I'm starting to get a little healthier again and starting to eat a little more. But at that time, I was mostly just drinking Ensures. If I got that was another thing that was my mother's idea, was to get me to drink 2 Ensures a day. I was able to do that at the later point, which was great. And the doctor had said, well, look at the bright side. At least you've lost weight. My mother and I just looked at each other flabbergasted, like, look at the bright side, at least you lost weight. Yeah, it only took a mental breakdown, mental breakdown, severe one, where I almost died. I almost literally died. I almost did not survive that. And me not eating or having much fluid intake for me to lose all that weight in such a short amount of unhealthy time. But you know, at least I lost the weight. A doctor said this. Somebody with a medical degree said this. It's my bottle that I got from my Aunt Stacy in one of my Vlogmases. Drinking my lemon water again. And I've been feeling a little bit better since doing so. If you guys haven't noticed, I've been putting out a billion Vlogmases. I'll talk about that in a little while, but let me just try to stay on track. I'm sorry, but the lack of sleep and everything else, the ADD, the fibrofog, it's awesome. Mama Blaze overheard me talking about that doctor, and she was explaining how not just me, this is like everywhere with everybody, but like I can only talk about my personal experiences, but the fat shaming in the world of the medical field is a real thing. If they actually are concerned about your weight because it's like a weight issue and they do it in a very gentle and caring way with a good bedside manner, and it's like they're coming from a good place, that's completely fine and understandable. Now that's good, that's their job. But one instance in 2015, early 2015, when I was first diagnosed with my skin disease, hidradenitis suppurativa, I went to the top doctor in our area who specialized in that. They took me into the room, had me get dressed in the gown, and they did not take my weight. They did not have me fill out any charts, so my weight wasn't even like on a chart or anything. He just walked into the room. Before he shook my hand, looked me up and down, and just went, "Oh no, we're not doing this." And I was like, what? And he's like, "No, I'm not going to even see you until you're at least 50 to 100 pounds lighter." He didn't know how much I weighed. And even if he did, how unbelievably cold and rude that is. Because at that time, myself and my family, we knew zero to very little about this disease. And he was the #1 in our area. And he was like, what the hell is wrong with some people, man? Doctors can be sadists. I swear, they could be angels and they can be sadists. And I've had doctors who were much bigger than me, tell me, just lose weight already. You gotta lose weight and all your problems will go away. It's like, hey, I'm here for a bladder infection. Well, maybe if you just weren't so big. Bitch. By the way, it has been recently shown that my skin disease and weight, or being heavy and my skin disease actually don't correlate with each other. So that's awesome. Okay, another thing, it's obviously not just something that happened to me, it's what happened to this world, but it brought on a lot more anxiety and a lot more of my phobias and everything like that, is the COVID virus. We are going to try to find, and I will, if we're able to, I will show you in a vlog. Everybody is supposed to put out a memorial candle for Christmas. For everybody who's lost their lives to COVID this past year, and we are very, very much interested in doing that. So if we can, we will. But I know that I am not the only one who's had a really bad effect on it when it comes to anxiety with this virus, because I know there's a lot of people out there who are terrified, like me, of germs. My sister, it's taken a huge toll on my sister. Like, her OCD has gone completely nuts with it. I'm not gonna say nuts, that's not the right word to say. Just it's gotten a lot worse, and it's understandable, and we get it, because, sorry, I have to concentrate, because in this house we come from a family who has phobias. So, like, we don't judge. Like, my mother did get tested for COVID once because she had a fever and a cold. It was one of those 24-hour colds, but they told her she needed to come in anyway just because that's what the procedure is. But thank God she was negative. It's just, you know, and I'm sure a lot of people with anxiety disorders, OCD, just like a lot of panic disorder, everything. It's been extra stressful there because it's like, all right, we're already terrified of all that, and now we have a reason more to be terrified. Great. We love that. Okay, so the next horrible thing that happened in 2020, I've briefly touched on this, and you guys can tell because I had to turn comments on that I have to approve them first, and I had to turn off my likes to dislikes, and I discussed why, and that was because of my insane, actually insane stalker. So I'm not going to go into the whole story because it is a lot to go through, and I don't want, even though I hate this person, like I still don't want any hate sent their way, so I'm not even going to say her name. We're going to call her Jessie. Okay? So I've known Jessie since 2001. We went to school together. I was friends with her this whole time. We were very good friends. I always knew she was a little bit off. I always knew she was a little bit dramatic. I also was just trying to be a good friend because so many people that I was friends with were saying that she's insane, she's a terrible person, she is this, she is that, and I'm just like, you know what, I'm just staying neutral, you know, I love you, but I'm just, you know, that's not my business, so I'm just gonna kind of stay neutral. I've helped this girl for years, and I have all the receipts, don't worry, because I've got everything. I've got more than she thinks I know, or that she thinks I do. With her anxiety, with her depression, with all of her mental illnesses and everything like that. Which I'm not making fun of, by the way. Why would I make fun of somebody with mental illness when I have the same mental illnesses? But never asked for anything in return. And all of this started because her and I do not like the same TV show. She started publicly shading me and fighting with me. And then it just turned into this whole thing where she got me on a day that was not a good day. And I finally just snapped and said, just leave me alone. I don't want anything to do with you anymore. I'm done. I'm done. I've had it. And this is so immature. And she started cyberbullying me. She started harassing me. She got one of her friends to go ahead and spam my Facebook account with pig emojis, vomiting emojis, one telling me to go overdose on my Xanax and die when I don't take Xanax, but even if I did, that's horrible. And her friend both making fun of Corey and Michael being dead. Even insulting them, calling Michael a loser and pathetic and everything when she's never spoken or known either of them. So, and even if she did, it's horrible. And I'm like, wow, that's classy to go after dead people. You know, what a classy young lady she is. Using the AOA Studio Perfect Finish Press Powder in Ivory. This whole time I thought that this was porcelain until the other day when I saw that it was ivory. And I was like, alright, that's fine. Anyway, so when she started doing this, I started hitting back with facts and making sure not to make fun of, you know, like dead people in her life or anything like that. And it wasn't even things that serious that I was saying. And she also started spamming me on my phone. And she was like, this isn't Jessie. This is Jessie's best friend. I need you to delete all your posts right now. And I was like, Jessie, I know this is you because I've had your phone number logged into my phone for many, many years, and we've had conversations on this phone number. So who the hell are you trying to fool? Threatening me, saying she called the police. This was on a Monday. She called the police and they were on their way because I made a threat against her life via witchcraft, which I did not do. I just want to say I never made a threat towards her life, period, and I never would. A friend of mine did, and she wasn't being serious, and the cops obviously weren't, because she didn't call the cops. Even if she did, the cops would not be taking her seriously. But she said that they're on their way, have fun getting arrested, and all this stuff. And I waited. I was back in April. It's December, so still waiting for those cops to come. I mean, maybe they're traveling by boat for like a really long way, but anyway, to just like wrap up this story, I blocked her phone number. She downloaded that app where you can create your own phone numbers and text whoever you want. So it doesn't know, like, it can't tell, you can't tell who the call is from or the text is from. So she just kept making new numbers, new number, new number, new number. She made, I believe, 5 or 6 new numbers. And every time I blocked one, 2 minutes later, 2 minutes, another one came up. So I've had the same phone number since I got my first flip phone, my first cell phone ever in 2003. I had to pay to change my phone number because she would not stop with the stalking and the harassing. That was a rough couple weeks as well. From what I know, she still is kind of stalking me through other people, but a lot of people, when they saw what was happening, on both sides, when they were friends with both of us, they were like, dude, Jessie is crazy. I want nothing to do with her anymore. I'm with you, totally. So, like, 3 people that were mutual friends now have her blocked because she's psychotic. And I forgot she had 3 Facebook accounts, so she was spamming me on those 2 other ones too, and I was like, oh yeah, I forgot, so now I gotta go block those 2. And then it was Instagram, and then it was my TikTok, where she called me a quote-unquote wacko Jew, end quote, and said that I was being reported on TikTok. A report was never filed, and she's just a liar and a drama queen and a drunk and just a horrible person in general. So that whole situation sucked. So I think those are really, oh, one more thing. This is going to have a continuation when we go on to our next part. The other, hi, would you like to stay in place, please? Thank you. The other bad thing to happen in 2020, should I do, no, I'll do that later. Okay. Was the relationship between my father and I. So I want to start this off by saying I love my father to death, and I would do anything for him, and he is the same way with me. Okay? Okay. Him and I have almost, not totally, but almost, absolutely nothing in common. We have a very hard time communicating with each other. One person will say one thing and another person will hear it another way and take it another way. He's not very educated when it comes to how to deal with people with mental illness, but he is trying now, very much so, to learn how to help people who have PTSD or bipolar disorder or stuff like that. So he is trying, which I commend him for greatly. But through 2020, I think this is for the first half of the year, was the worst our relationship had been. We were fighting on the daily, and it was like vicious, not physical at all, just verbal, vicious, and just scary. Just not good. Not good. It just was not good. You know, it really upset me, and it really upset my family. It upset my sister. It upset my mother. It brought the house just down completely. I hated it. My father hated it. It's not like we wanted to be fighting at all. It was just not a good time. at all. He was out of work and stressing about money and stuff like that, and stressing about his job, and you know, he was out of work for like 2.5 months for COVID, and I was dealing with my own mental stuff, and we had just put the cat down. So there was just like a lot going on. But the first thing I'll mention, good things to happen in 2020, even though there's one very obvious one, is that my father and my relationship is almost never better. With my therapist, with advice from my therapist that she gives to my father, he's really been trying to help out and listen more. Like I said, you know, he's been doing more research and asking me to send him videos and send him articles of how he can help and what it's like to have certain disabilities like this, or mental illnesses, stuff like that. So he's been really, really good with that. And we're spending more time together. We're laughing more, we're joking more, we're just getting along a lot better, and that makes both of us and the whole house just a lot better. And it makes the energy in this house a lot better, because the energy was awful. So I'm going to be taking the Makeup Revolution chilled palette for, I believe, all of this look, or most of this look. Maybe most of this look. If I do take something, I'll show you it. This is from the Grwm shade multi-finish eyeshadow palette from Clean Color in the palette Pop. So those are the colors. I don't know if I want to do this gold right here or the gold in here. Let's do the gold in here. This palette is gorgeous. The only downside, holy hell, it's grandma perfume. It's like, it's bad too. Oh wait, I don't want to do that yet. I want to do the outer parts. So I'm going to go back into this palette, and I'm going to take, let's start with doing a little mixture of Plant, which is this dark green, and Natural, and see how those look. We'll see how both of them do. Yeah, so that's much better. Let's talk about the other obvious amazing thing that happened in my life this year, which was adopting Dexter. Dexter has brought more joy to this family than anybody outside this family even knows. He has brought so much life into this house. I mean, he is just the sweetest, funniest, smartest, chaotic, little devil, most beautiful little boy in the world. And he's won over everybody here. Even my sister, who was very hesitant at first, and still is a little bit at times, but she's getting much better with it. Let's go with Plant. That was Natural. I don't think it was dark enough. There we go. Yeah, Dexter is friggin' amazing. He is the king of the house. He's a pain in the ass, but he is totally worth it. And he is by far the best thing to happen to me in 2020. He's the best thing to happen to this family in 2020. He is the light of our life now. He is the reason we laugh every freaking day. He is just the sweetest. Every time he wakes up from a nap, if whoever's awake, if it's me, my mother, or my sister, he will run into the room. It's usually me or my mother. He will run into the room right after he wakes up and just plop on our chests and start purring and chirping and stuff like that, and just like roll around and hug, and like he actually hugs and everything. It is just, I love that boy so freaking much. As much as he drives me insane, I love him so much. Another amazing thing, I'm not picking, I have itches in my nostrils. My social medias. Mainly YouTube and TikTok. I know people above a certain age cringe at TikTok. I cringe at a lot of TikTok, trust me. But I love TikTok so much. It has brought so much more motivation in me to, like, I love doing, recreating scenes and acting, doing comedy. I like doing more serious things. It's just, it's, I really do love it. It started out horribly cringy. They had like 4 songs and that's all they would do on there. but it's become so much more than that to me. I did reach my goal of reaching to 1,000 followers by the end of 2020. I'm currently at 2,302, but like I said, that changes every freaking second. So I love that app so much. I'm gonna go now in this palette and take this gold right here. If it works well on a brush, it seems like it might be something you have to apply with your finger. If so, we're gonna go back in the other palette. It's definitely gonna have fallout. Yeah, there's fallout, but that is a pretty shade. Ooh, yay. Also here on YouTube, I reached, was there another color on here? No, okay. I reached 3,000, which was another goal I set for myself, which is awesome. Yay, thank you guys so much. However, I have recently learned this year, I've been on YouTube for years, and I'm not going to lie, for a long time out of those years, it was every other minute. Did anybody else view my video? How many views am I getting on this video? Am I doing this right? How many subscribers? I lost a subscriber. My day is ruined. I've lost a subscriber. My day's done. I can't. And I was so caught up in it and so consumed by it, and it gave me so much anxiety, and it gave me so much depression, and it was like, is it even worth it? Do I even want to do this anymore? And then I started getting this year, that's why I'm mentioning it, because it's in 2020. This year mostly, I get messages from you guys constantly. Private messages, comments, whatever, that are the most loving, beautiful words that anybody outside my family and my loved ones in my family has ever said to me, and actually meant it. And I love seeing my regulars commenting and everything like that. I have stopped focusing on the numbers. Of course I'm going to keep saying to subscribe, like, of course. Do I want subscribers? Yes. I don't want more than 10,000, because that's just gonna like mess me up, and I can't deal with that kind of pressure. But what was I saying? Oh yeah, so I've stopped focusing on the numbers, and I'm doing videos now that I like to make and that I would want to watch, while also including you guys and remembering, let's make stuff other people are going to want to watch as well. So, but don't do it to try to please people, you know. I was spending money I did not have on like almost every video, because I was like, I don't want to lose anybody if I'm not doing a video that doesn't cost something. But no, that's not what I'm doing anymore. For me, it's about the quality of my subscribers and my views than the quantity. So if I get, you guys can check my channel, I haven't hit 100 views in weeks, and I used to get a lot more than that. I haven't been getting many views lately, and you know what? A year ago, that would have absolutely torn me to bits. I would have been obsessing over it. I would have been heartbroken. I would have been doing everything I could to change that. Now, it doesn't really bother me. I'll look and I'll just be like, oh, I wish more people liked this video or knew how much it took to put in that 1 minute of editing that was in there. Like, of course. But to me, I don't really care about the numbers anymore. It's the people who are watching me, and I'm a lot less stressed about that now. So that's something really positive to come out of that. Just remember, it's the quality of your videos, it's the quality of your views, it's the quality of your subscribers over people who are just watching you just to watch, or, you know, subscribed because they hate watch you. Yes, I'm guilty. I've done that with people, and there's still a couple people I do that with, but like that's another thing I want to work on 2021 is to not do that anymore and just kind of take a break and just think about my own mental health, you know, what's best for that, because that's kind of important. Okay, I just used some of the shade Relax. Yeah, Relax as a little bit of a filler transition color, so I'm gonna work on that. So yeah, that's just like a little thing. If you are also someone who makes YouTube videos, I want you guys to like focus on that, because don't even sit here and lie to me and tell me that that's not something you've, at least at one point doing YouTube, have obsessed over, because we all have. Yeah, also this has been an issue for the past few months. I don't know what it is. I guess it's like wrinkles because I'm aging, but it's creasing. I've used brand new concealers, brand new foundations, different concealers, different powders, brand new powders. Nothing's helping. So if you can comment down below something that you think might work, please let me know, because it's driving me nuts. Another really good thing was finding my therapist, like the right therapist for me. If you guys have been through the mental health world, you know how hard it can be to find a therapist or a counselor that you connect with and that you can trust and that understands you and gets you. And finally this year I found her. She's amazing. She gets me. We have a lot in common. If I have to reschedule like last minute, she doesn't give me shit for it. She like totally understands and like cheers me on. We text each other. She's really helped, and I actually enjoy going, or not going to therapy, but talking and FaceTiming with therapy. It's helping me tremendously. She's giving me so many new exercises that I have never even heard of before, and new techniques that I've never even heard of before, which is impressive because I've tried and heard of everything. But no, she's amazing. I love her very much. Also, my psychiatrist, the one who deals with my meds, she works with me, my mother, and my sister. She adores us. She adores all of us. She is unbelievably intelligent. Insanely intelligent, intuitive, and is helping me greatly. She puts her trust more in me. She will suggest something and she'll say, but if you don't feel like this is right, because you know your body best, if you feel like this isn't what we should do, then I'm not going to do it. She's like, and then you give me your opinion. What do you think? Like, she actually listens and takes the time, even if it's like we go past our time. That's fine with her. She'll let us keep talking until we've gotten a solution. And her assistant is just like the sweetest woman in the world. So it's just like the doctor area has been really great in 2020 for me and my family, just us in general. Also, I've just been more motivated to film. For the longest time, it was like a chore. It wasn't fun for me anymore, and it took every bit of energy in my body just to film, and I almost hated doing it, but I was like, I have to. But it's not like that anymore. I'm happy to film. I get very excited when I have something to film. It's a lot better for me now. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I came out with three vlogmases within a 24-hour period, and that was because I had to still film this video, then film a vlogmas for tonight for our little cocktail party type thing, then film also for Christmas Day, which is tomorrow, and then film a what I got for Christmas video, and then film all the way to New Year's. So I was like, oh, I have too many videos and it's gonna come up too late, and then I'll be shit out of luck. So hope I don't mess this up by doing my lower lash line. So yeah, what were some of the highlights? I want to hear the highlights of your 2020s. I know there's not many, but there's got to be at least one thing that you're happy happened in 2020. or something that happened that made you happy in 2020. Because, like, the rest of it, we can all collectively agree was the worst. So if you guys celebrate Christmas or anything, if you guys just, like, celebrate this time of year, what are you guys doing for, you know, this just is gonna call for Christmas. So, what did you guys do for Christmas? What are you guys doing for Christmas? Because I'm going to be posting this New Year's, or not New Year's. Why do I always say that? Christmas Eve. In Christmas, what are your plans? Are you guys doing anything? Hopefully you are not doing anything that's going to endanger yourself or others, like traveling to go to homes with lots of people. That's like one of the great things of not knowing anybody out here in Colorado. Is we're alone here, so like we don't have anybody to come here and we don't have any place to go to, so we're good. Oh, another positive was me finding my way home again with my witchcraft and my faith and my practice and my spirituality. I am so much happier. You know, they call that in witchcraft and paganism and everything like that, finding your way home. When you slip, sometimes you find your way back home. And I'm so happy that I did that. I feel a lot better, and I have a lot more hope and more of a positive outlook, I guess you would say, with certain things. And I'm getting so much help with certain things, and I'm helping so many other people with it, which makes it all completely worth it. I've also just made a lot of progress with a lot of my phobias. I know I mentioned this in another video. I don't really want to like mention it because it's a little private. But severe phobias. I mean severe phobias. I've made a lot of progress. Not perfection, but progress. Progress over perfection is a motto to live by. Because I could still be sitting around doing nothing because I feel like giving up on life and that there's no point in even trying anymore, which is not how I feel anymore. So, yay. And I know I say time and time again, I do not do politics on YouTube. There is a reason I do not do politics on YouTube. But I'm just going to come out and say it. Another great thing to happen in 2020 was Trump lost the election. And that's all I'm going to say about that. I still don't understand though, and people do this every year. Oh, this was the worst year ever, so next year is going to be better. And even I said that. I'm going to insert a clip of me saying this last year. Let's make this a good year. I think it's going to be a good one. Insert foot in mouth. I just used the Dose of Colors Liquid Lip in Nude Mood, my favorite liquid lipstick. I love it so much. Yeah, so like I was saying, I don't understand the people who are like, thank God, you know, 2020 is almost over. We're almost out of it. Can't wait for 2021. I'm like, what makes you think things are going to be automatically okay because the clock struck midnight? What gives you that idea exactly? To avoid sounding stupid like I did last year, I'm not going to say anything about 2021, only that maybe I hope it's better. I'll say that. But I'm not going to say it's definitely going to be better than 2020 because who knows, it could be worse. I really hope it's not. Also, another horrible thing to happen was, you know, the whole police brutality and the, you know, the riots and everything, the protests, which protesting is extremely important. I understand that completely. I'm not going to verbally give my stance on anything. But the whole situation is terrible, and I am glad that there is silver linings coming out of it and a lot being learned through all the horribleness. So, I mean, but let's just try to stay positive You know, positive thinking, try to manifest that into positive outcomes. So that is it. This is my look for the holiday party, Christmas Eve party tonight. I'll show like my whole outfit of the day and everything in that Vlogmas. I did make a Vlogmas playlist. I inserted it in all my other Vlogmases, so I will also link that down below as well. So you guys, if you guys have not caught up on my Vlogmases, go ahead. I made a playlist. Thank you guys for sitting here and chatting with me and just listening to me talk on and on and on and on and on and on and on. I hope you guys do have a wonderful Christmas if you celebrate. If you don't, I hope you guys have a wonderful day. If you are not already and you'd like to be, please go down below, hit the subscribe button and subscribe to this channel right now and become a Blazer and a part of the Blaze Nation. We'd love to have you here as long as you're as wicked as we are. Woo! This is, I believe, going to be my 4th video in like just over a 24-hour period. Just because the time, I didn't like can figure out the time frame. I'm a mess. We know. You don't have to tell us. Thank you guys so much for watching. Oh, also, if you want to know where I got my jewelry, Shopnessay. $1. Please make sure every time you go shopping on Shopnessay to use my link down below, because I am an ambassador and affiliate with Shopnessay, and I do make a very small commission when you do so, and thank you to everybody who continues to do so. So thank you guys so much again for watching and staying tuned. I had asked yesterday on my Instagram, I took a poll if you guys would kind of like mind if I did more than one video in a day, and majority were like, no, go ahead and do it, we don't mind. And then one person said, no, I don't want to see that. But too bad, we're getting like 4 videos within 29 hours, something like that. But anyway, love you guys so much. Stay safe, stay healthy, have a great holiday, and I will speak to you guys soon. Until next time, my beautiful ones, stay wicked and happy holidays.